Hello everybody, welcome back to MSG Entertainment. I'm Morgan Greenwald, and today we're going to go over a theory video for ideas I have about what's going to happen in Avengers Endgame. Now before we get started, please know that this is a theory. What happened with Star Wars The Last Jedi is so many people had their own theories about what would happen, and then Rian Johnson did not have the same ideas as the fans had, and that I believe that's what caused so many people to either love or hate this movie. So please know that this is a theory, and to go into Avengers Endgame basically with a blank slate and let the Russos do what they're doing. That being said, the first major thing I think is going to happen with Endgame is Captain Marvel is not going to be as important to Endgame as we think she's going to be. I think she's going to help out and be like the tank character and really help out with keeping Thanos' forces at bay while the other Avengers basically use this movie to tie up all loose ends of their characters so that when the contracts that they've signed have ended with this movie, they can have no loose ends with this movie. However, I do think this is going to set up to have Captain Marvel be the leader of the new Avengers, or whatever's going to happen once Endgame's over. Based on leaked set photos that have come out in the past year or so, we are going to see a little bit of time travel with at least Captain America, Tony, the Hulk, and Ant-Man for some reason, with some weird gear that they have on their hands. So I think instead of using the time stone for time travel, Scott's going to come back from the quantum realm, finding out that they can use quantum energy to time travel, and they're going to, based on these set photos, they're going to go back to different events, and in this particular case, they're going back to the New York battle in the first Avengers movie, and instead of letting Loki and Thor go back to Asgard with the Space Stone, they're going to keep it here, or something. I think what's going to happen is they're going to use the quantum energy to go back in time to different events and stop them from letting the different stones get into different people's possessions and keep them somewhere where Thanos will never get them. That being said, what could possibly also happen, and I think would be a fitting end for this character, is that Cap is going to go back to the 40s by himself, and when he goes to stop Red Skull, he's going to be the one to pick up the Space Stone, the Tesseract, instead of Red Skull, and he's going to be chosen to go to Vormir and keep the Soul Stone safe. So that way he can make absolute sure that at least the Space Stone and the Soul Stone are safe. And that's going to end up, one, getting rid of the entire Avengers timeline. So we might be going into a different timeline with the Avengers with Marvel, so that when with this new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, you have a Spider-Man who was never a part of the Avengers, who has never dealt with Tony. He's doing this stuff, and somehow he got his old suit, plus when Nick Fury recruits him, he's going to have these new suits for him. But I do think something major is going to happen with the timeline that's going to basically void all of the Avengers movies. Also, that could be wrong. Like I said before, it is just a theory. It's a compelling theory. It's a really I think it's a really well thought out theory. Because we don't know much about Captain Marvel and what her powers are, it's hard to say definitively whether or not she really is going to be a huge part. I kind of hope she's not, just because this is potentially a 3-hour movie, and I want to see the characters whose contracts are up have their final conclusion be incredible. Not just have to worry about learning about a new character that has only gotten one movie recently. Again, I want to reiterate this. It's just a theory. Please go to this movie with low ideas about what's going to happen. I think you'll enjoy the movie more. We don't really want this movie to be as well received by fans like Last Jedi. Let me know in the comments down below what your theories for what's going to happen with Endgame are. Go to my social media pages in the description down below, and I'll see you next time. With MSG Entertainment, I'm Morgan Greenwald.